Who was here yesterday? Who's going to be here tomorrow? I hope you get some caffeine. You're going to need it. Are you guys excited? Are you ready? Okay, that energy is so much better. I think that you're ready. Should we welcome him? Put your hands together for Sprouse!
Hi everyone, how are you? Oh, nice, I get to stare at a giant photo of my face. Perfect, I'll just look at them the whole time.
Do you remember when you took that picture?
No, I don't remember breakfast, to be honest. It's been a very hot day. How are you guys doing? Are you keeping hydrated? Are you brushing your teeth and flossing every night?
Every night?
Every single night?
No.
I don't honestly floss.
So that's why I'm saying every night? Like, I really only floss before I'm going to see people.
I floss if I feel like a kernel of corn.
But that
stuck
too.
in my teeth.
Yeah, a little something, a little snack for later.
I'm not recommending you guys take this approach at all. I think in fact you probably should floss every day. But enough about flossing.
You know what you've done that I honestly is my dream? And not acting. Archaeology.
Oh yeah.
I actually have a tiny dino tattoo right here because I love dinosaurs and I collected all this stuff when I was a little kid. And I would love to work in a museum or
Yeah,
something.
you gotta get on the date.
Yeah.
I take everyone, by the way. That's the only reason I got in. the bar was really low. They were like, all right, let's just take this kid that's got no experience. No, it was a lot of fun. I studied that for 4 years, and then I honestly didn't expect to come back to acting. And then as I was applying to grad school, my manager begged me to come out to try out for a pilot season, which is like in LA when a bunch of ideas are being tested and they'll start casting for upcoming pilots. She begged me to come out. I said, all right, if I don't book anything, then I'm not doing this anymore. And I booked Riverdale, like the first thing of the day. And it was, I kind of used it as a way of going, all right, life is like telling me to go in this direction. But it was probably the biggest fork in the road of my life. Like it was very clear there were two completely opposite directions that I was going.
Yeah.
And now I'm back, and now I'm sitting here with you guys.
And we're so happy to have you. Here's a deep question. We'll get real serious. What does acting mean to you? I told you, real serious. I get right into the heart of it.
That's very complicated.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I started before I could speak. So for a long time I didn't know. And I think, for anybody that's pursuing something in the arts like painting or photography or acting or music, it always kind of starts as hobbyism or a passion, and then that passion is what compels you to do it. And if you don't have that base, you're left questioning, what am I actually doing? So for years, I didn't know if I actually loved it, and then I took a break away to go to college. I studied archaeology. I asked myself this question all the time, and I found myself missing it. I found myself missing performance. And when I got back to Riverdale for the first season, I fell back in love with it. And I think acting, and I think a lot of the entertainment industry is like a big old black hole that only sucks people in that need to do it, like need to express themselves like that. And I think I probably always would have ended up in it. I don't know if there's anything else I could really do like that. It's incredibly empowering when it's good. It's the greatest profession in the world when it's good. It's a lot of work, but I've gotten really lucky. It's been a part of my life since I was shitting in diapers, which is I've really known nothing else. So it's like it's been like an old friend that I grew up with.
Yeah. I danced for like 20 years of my life, and I always say like performance, all that stuff is my therapy. It's where I can release all that energy that I have. Even if I didn't know that angry energy was in me, I am still releasing it through that physical, not just physical, but also an emotional place. Because I would tell my students, I taught for 6 years, that dancing is like being an actor. And the person in the very back of the room should be able to feel your energy and what you're bringing to that story. And if you don't have that passion, that heart, that feeling in yourself, nobody else is gonna
That's
feel
why I
it.
throw up every time I dance, because I want the whole room to be like, I feel this guy's energy.
Is that anxious energy?
Yeah, it's just that real anxious energy.
Would you say you're a good dancer?
No, I wouldn't. But that's why I throw up, to distract people away from the fact that I'm bad.
I love that. But there is, do you think there's also a vulnerability that comes with acting when you're...
Yeah, I think because, one of the most important parts of the job is being able to suspend everything around you and be vulnerable, really, really vulnerable. And almost like a childish way. Like, you ever watch like how kids will just go outside and pretend to play, and they'll grab some sticks and they'll hit each other with swords, and they are swords. So like, those are swords.
Yeah.
And in that way, like, there's a lot of confidence or the ability to suspend what's going on around you in order to do that, and that requires you being really in touch with yourself and really comfortable to be vulnerable and make mistakes. Like, the best actors I've ever worked with are also the ones that are, flopping bad jokes take after take after take, and they're getting one that's really good and really sticks. And that's kind of the process. Is that I think as time has gone on, and especially since social media, a lot of us have been more and more afraid to like bomb or make a fool of ourselves, because we feel like that vulnerability is being shown to a stage that's global in a way that we never really had before. But you still have to do it. You still have to be super vulnerable and kind of flop and fall, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, you gotta really be okay with vulnerability.
And those things are great because you can learn from those experiences.
I'm sure dancing is the same way.
Yeah.
Like, you get better over time, but you gotta put yourself on stage and do a bad dance.
Sometimes or miss a spot, you go, oh no, I blanked before. Blanked.
Oh yeah. What did you think of the Olympics? You guys see the breakdancing?
I don't think Ray Gun blinked, not once. He performed the whole entire time.
Honestly, that was the most entertaining thing I've seen. Genuinely, it felt, I'm not gonna say too much.
I felt that way. She had so much passion. I go, look, if you're a dancer or you're somebody who does physicality in any kind of way, acting, you know what it's like to actually use all your energy. 100%. If I'm reaching to the back of the room. She definitely had that presence.
She should have thrown up, dude. Everyone would have
She would have at least scored 1 point.
She would have loved it, man. She would have loved it. Everyone would have loved it.
Speaking of the Olympics, what do you think you would medal in?
Hammer throw.
That's what you would win.
I mean, I don't have the build for it. I've never done it. To make that clear, but it's really cool.
Yeah.
You feel like a barbarian, like swinging around this gigantic thing and then just chucking it. It's gonna be a great angle.
You're right, it probably is. Yeah. Speaking of social media, do you feel social media is a good thing and a bad thing, right? We can learn a lot, we can share a lot of things.
It's great for cooking.
Right? It is. So many tips.
It's horrible for existential crises.
That's
Also, crazy. But what were you gonna say?
Also, relationship. I'm sure it connects you to your fans more.
Yeah.
But it also
great.
kind of gives people a little sense of that parasocial relationship where they like think they know you and stuff. What are some common misconceptions people have about you or you and your brother, like of you guys being twins?
I mean, all the normal twins ones. I got a weird relationship with social media though. I posted a photo of my gigantic ass cheeks on my Instagram.
I saw that. Did you guys see that?
Everyone, it's clearly photoshopped. But now a lot of people think I have that.
No, that was horrible. That was a horrible
donkey, which is cool, but dumb. I'm not as active on social media as I used to be. I think has changed quite a bit. I also just find that I, like probably most of us, compare my worsts to like people's bests on social media all the time. And it's a form, you know, of social contact that usually involves you always putting your best foot forward. So you get a really kind of confusing idea of how people are actually doing. So I just kind of get off it. I think, you know, I think my publicists hate that, but I don't know. I think spend as much time on it as makes sense. I think social media is kind of evil.
How few people agree with you in here?
I think it can be great for cooking videos, though.
So is that what we would find in your algorithm, is cooking videos?
Yeah, a lot of anime too. A lot of anime. A lot of video game stuff.
What fandom do you follow? What's your favorite?
What fandom? I mean, I'm a big One Piece guy. It's always been. But I'm up to date on everything. Up to date on everything. Big video game. I just met Neil back there, who's a Starian in Baldur's Gate 3.
He's amazing.
I geeked out on that.
32.
Yeah, I mean, I did, the problem is now you get recommended stuff that other people like, and one of my buddies is loving pictures of grilled meats. And like half of my page now is just like, smokers and grilled meats. The green egg. And you're like, I don't care, but it does look good.
Yes, it doesn't make you hungry, it's so terrible.
Like a real 48-hour slow cooked brisket.
Oh, brisket's my favorite.
Okay, I'm getting wildly off topic.
I will ask you one more question before I throw it to the audience. So you guys, just so you know, there's a mic over here. Is there a mic on each side over here? Maybe? Oh,
Yes,
no,
I see.
thumbs up. I see some thumbs
Yeah, I
up.
see. Mhm.
So you guys can start lining up. Just so you know, the only rule I will have is one question per person, so we can get through as many questions as
Forget, thank
possible.
you.
I was like, don't